It is officially the beginning of the end, fellas. It's been a long road, and in case you live under a rock and you haven't seen the news yet, you're looking at right here Chivalry 2. They released a blog post, and they've announced that it's going to be the end of the line here. They're not going to be releasing any new updates for Chivalry 2. It's feature complete, and this is we knew this was going to come at some point, right? It's been 3 years since the game came out. We talked about it on my last podcast with Scotty. They had made mention and kind of leaked out that it might be the last update, and now we finally get that announcement. It comes at a sad time, boys. It comes at a sad time. I was at the point this summer where I was dying for a Chivalry update. I think we're all feeling that Chivalry fatigue. I play a little bit less. Like, just having the battle pass, a new map, just something new to pull you back in and bring back the joy, the love of Chivalry, the excitement. It's really nice to get that, and we're not going to be getting that again. So it's going to be a tough time here. So let's dive into what this means for Chivalry moving forward. Is the game's population going to go to zero? Absolutely not. There will 100% be people playing this game for the next few years. I can guarantee that. But will it mean that there's going to not be new players coming in? Does it mean the population is going to be slowly creeping down? Absolutely. In today's day and age, it's live service games. Everything's a live service game. Games, they don't release feature complete like when I was growing up, right? A game would just come out, you plug it into your system, and that was the game, and you had it. Nowadays, things are different. There are so many games releasing every day, and there are a lot of good games out there that every company, they go with this live service model so that when they release an update, it brings people back to the game, maybe brings new people back to the game, gets some hype going, and keeps players playing it. And when you don't have those updates, you're kind of trickling the audience down into players who just really love it. And I think at some point in the next year, if any of my people have been with me since the Epic Games days, I think the game population is going to get a little bit closer to how it was when the game was Epic exclusive. Like, I remember back in those days, I would always run into the homies Lighten and Typer in lobby all day, every day. Like, you just wind up seeing the same people over and over and over again. The community gets very small and very tight knit. And this announcement, it doesn't mean that Chivalry is dead today. It's Rome didn't fall in a day either, right? It fell long before the barbarians got into the gates. But it's like a gunshot wound, right? It's maybe like a leg shot, an arm shot, and it's just going to start the slow bleed of players because there's nothing pulling new people in, and you're just going to be left to the people who really love it. And even them, they're going to get distracted by other games. They're going to play other games a little bit more. I know I'm going to be, because there's nothing new pulling them into the game. So we've hit that weird point in the life cycle. People like me still absolutely love the game. I've gotten my times and money's worth on Chivalry 2, right? I know a lot of people have also. The community's been so great, right? It's been 3 years now. Met so many cool people. Play with so many cool people. Like, it's, I feel like an irreplaceable game to me. And damn, I don't even know where I'm going here. It's gonna be sad times looking for what's gonna be in the future. And I think the good thing about the article that they released here, if we scroll down a little bit, they did make some comments that are gonna, in a sad day, give us Chivalry fans a little bit of hope. All right, so here we go. The dev said that they're focusing their resources on compelling new multiplayer projects, both in the Chivalry universe as well as within their terrifying new co-op territory. We'll talk about that in a few seconds. They've been building their teams, blah, 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 with a focused effort to ensure that when the next Chivalry title is released, it'll utterly blow players away. Now, we don't know when that's going to be. We don't know if they've started working on it. We do know that they have upped the size of their studio pretty tremendously over the last few years. Have they been working in the background secretly on the next Chivalry title? I hope so, but I would still say we haven't got an announcement trailer or anything yet. Maybe it'll be coming in a few months, but I'm going to say that we're probably two years away from that next chapter. This is with me knowing nothing and just speculating, but at least we know that we are going to get something at some point, because while there are a lot of slasher games in development, having played many of them, I can tell you none of them is going to replace Chivalry, so it's good to know that we do have a future here. And they, of course, did mention their new multiplayer co-op project coming up. I just want to touch on that. I hope that project is not why they're doing Chivalry dirty right here, because that is a zombie co-op shooter game. And like, did we really need another zombie game? There are so many, oversaturated market, and I don't see how that game will be successful unless you're doing zombies better than every other publisher who's done zombies, and a lot of good developers have done zombies. I just don't see how that was the right way forward for them as a focus. Like, personally, Escape from Tarkov mixed with Dark and Darker mixed with Chivalry Combat, I think that was the play right there. Like, we need an extraction medieval game that actually has good combat. I love the premise of like Dark and Darker and stuff. I love Escape from Tarkov. If you added Chivalry combat to that, because I hate Dark and Darker's combat, right? That would be the game to me. But I think they missed the mark here. I see that being completely dead in the water from the day it releases, but I guess we'll see. I'm not a game dev. And announcements like this, they of course affect me too, because you guys know I need Chivalry updates to really make content. It's been a few years. I made a lot of guides, helped a lot of people, made a lot of pub stomping video. We've pub stomped until there's no noobs left. So it's really that question of what is the next step for me definitely comes up too. And there's going to be content for me to make over the summer just to talk about the journey we've had with Chivalry. So there definitely will be more Chivalry content coming. But, I'm going to have to diversify myself. Ooh, the English language is tough. A little bit in the coming months also, and just decide where I want to go here. Do I want to get into being more of a multi-medieval game streamer, content creator? Or do I just want to, give my championship belt over to Swagmar, who's been begging for me for it for years, and just kind of ride off into the sunset? I mean, it's all up in the air. We'll see how the next few months go and take it from there. But either way, I mean, look, Chivalry is giving a lot of us thousands of hours of enjoyment. We've met a ton of great people, and if this is the end of the road or the beginning of the end of the road, love to everyone who supported me for the time being, and I hope we can still continue having some fun in the game. Champ out.